Welcome to Morning Flow with Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. Please visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to check out our schedule of daily classes, see when and where you can join us in person if you're local. Of course, wearing masks and at a distance, outdoors, nice and safe. And there's also a tip jar there online where you can make contributions to support the classes that we're offering. We'll start out seated. If you'd rather kneel than sitting, kneel. Yeah, if you'd rather kneel than sit, you could be kneeling or sitting, just whatever's comfortable for you. I'm sitting up on a couple of yoga blocks because that's what's comfortable for me today is to sit on the edge of my blocks and let my pelvis tilt forward and open the front of the hips. Close your eyes if you want. Feel into your contact with the floor, whatever else you're sitting on, maybe the texture of the mat on your bare feet, or maybe you're sitting on a cushion, whatever you've got. Find your grounding and find your height. Think about the length of your spine to help you sit tall without being stiff or rigid. Notice your breathing, and just by focusing on it, it will slow down and get deeper. Notice how your breath feels. So, as we find our comfortable stillness here, to start focusing inward, talk a bit about the theme for today, which is Sthira Suka, which is a way of saying balance. So the two words Sthira, Sthira, for those who want to know such things, translates to strong, steady, stable. And Sukha, Sukha, is comfortable, happy, relaxed. And these are not states we alternate between, these are things that we hold or achieve simultaneously. So just your starting posture, sitting or kneeling as you are, is a good example. It can be all of these things: strong, steady, stable, comfortable, happy, and relaxed. Sometimes we tend to go to one extreme or the other, and we forget that we can be relaxed but stable. We can be comfortable but strong and steady. So we'll look at in today's practice how we hold these things at the same time. And this might translate to different areas of the body being in different states. Maybe you feel steady with your contact in the ground. Hopefully, you feel comfortable all over, but maybe not entirely. Scan your body and see how everything's feeling. And there are no wrong answers. Noticing how your body is just slightly engaged to stay steady, stay upright, yet relaxed. Feeling into your breathing, scanning your body, grounding. If as you scan your body, you detect anything that's not feeling so good, any stiffness or any soreness, you might just think of sending your breath to those places And also make notes of these things so you can keep them in mind as we practice. Remembering that you're welcome to skip or modify any part of what we'll be doing to take care of yourself and find the practice that's best for you. Each of us may find different things comfortable or relaxing or steady, strong. So we can play with our practice in different ways to each find what we need. When your mind wanders, gently redirect your attention to noticing what's going on in your body, noticing your breath, maybe thinking about this balance, this Shira Suka stuff, observing how you're strong, steady, stable, comfortable, happy, relaxed, all at once, in any posture, in any movement, to different degrees. Because balance doesn't mean stillness, it means even fluctuation. If you have another intention that you had in mind for practice, something else you want to layer on just for yourself, feel free to let that intention come into focus and take root. And before we move from our opening posture, let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth with a sighing sound. Let your eyes open if they're still closed. Let your chin come towards your chest. Roll your ear towards your shoulder. And let your head tip back. Other ear towards the other shoulder, making slow, gentle circles. Because, well, for those of us here live together, it's morning, and in the morning, our necks are often stiff. This can be true even if you had a really good night's sleep. Maybe you slept long enough, maybe you felt totally comfortable, but somehow in the morning, the neck can be stiff. If you find any tight spots, you might pause at the tight spot and rock back and forth, pausing with the circling action. Take some circles in each direction. This is another way we look at balance, is trying to do about the same amount of effort for each side of the body and in each direction where that applies. Maybe a tight spot feels differently in one direction than the other. Maybe a spot only feels tight in one direction. When you finish the next circle, look forward again. I think I did 5 circles each way. Sometimes we lose count, and that's okay too. Bring your hands to your sides and rest your fingertips on the floor. Inhale, reach your right arm up alongside your ear. Exhale, let your arm drape over your head so your fingertips come to rest by your left ear. Just gently let the weight of your arm draw your head to the right. And you can further lengthen this trapezius muscle in the side of your neck here by lifting your left hand a little and reaching out through your fingertips. And maybe you can feel the tipping point where if you go higher, now the muscle gets shorter. And it's okay if you can't. If your left hand is raised, let it down. Let your neck stay relaxed and passive here. Let your hand slide across your head and come down to your cheek and use your arm to nudge your head back up to center. Sometimes that's a tricky part. Let the right hand down. Learning to let something be passive and be supported by another body part is tricky. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Then exhale, let your arm drape over your head. Gently draw your head to the left. If you want, raise your right hand a little, reach out through your fingertips. The neck is a great example of looking at this balance between strength and ease. We carry a lot of excess tension here. We want the neck engaged to support the head, but we don't want that excess. Let your right hand down if it's raised. Let that neck stay passive. Let your hand slide across your head. Come down to your cheek. Nudge your head back up to center. And let that left hand down. Walk your right hand behind you, fingertips on the floor. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, invite your body to twist some more. Working up from the waist, seeing if on each exhale, maybe there's a little further to go. Let yourself unwind and come back to center. Now walk your left hand behind you. Bring your right hand across. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, come into the twist a little further. Let yourself unwind and come back to center. Let's come up onto our hands and knees. You might tip forward to do that or tip to one side. I'm going to go over here, give a profile view. Better to see what I do with my legs if I don't face the camera head on. Reach back with your right foot and press into the ball of your foot. Feel your heel draw away from your tailbone. With an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back in the air. To your next inhale, reach your left arm to the side. Bend your leg, reach back, maybe take hold of your foot or ankle, kick against your hand, lift your knee, lift your chin. And tune in what is working, what is resting. My left foot is resting, my neck is resting. Everything else is pretty much working here. Pretty active pose. Release and lower down. Reach back and press into the ball of your left foot. Take a couple breaths. And as you engage that leg, the other one disengages. Just observing balance throughout. Inhale, pick your foot up, reach straight back. With your next inhale, reach your right arm to the side. Bend your leg, reach back, see about taking that bind, stretching your quads and opening your shoulder in midline. Release, lower down. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale, draw your heart up, let your head and tailbone come down. Continue at the pace of your breath, scanning your body throughout as you go through one movement and then the other. What do you feel engaging? What do you feel disengaging? It's a very steady posture, having your joints squared off is nice and stable. And this movement, which tunes right into the beautiful curves of your spine, can feel quite happy and comfortable in the body. The movement's probably growing bigger, the breath's probably growing longer. After your next exhale, come back to table. And we're going to step into a forward fold. You might put blocks under your hands here to ease the transition, give you more room to move your legs. Step your right foot forward. It's okay if it takes more than one step or if your arms assist your leg. And then step your left foot forward. And we'll hang out in forward fold. And bending one leg and then the other. Arms and head hanging heavy. Hands doing whatever you like, dragging on the ground or hanging in the air or holding your elbows. Now, this is a great pose to think about Shira Suka because it's pretty much like all the strength, steadiness, stability is lower body. And the upper body is all ease and comfort. Nice and gently shake your head no. And nod your head yes. Inhale, lift up halfway, press your hands to the front of your legs, feel the crown of your head reaching forward away from your tailbone. Here too, it's like the strength and stability of your legs helps your upper body relax and helps your spine lengthen out parallel to the floor. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, roll slowly to standing, hands up overhead, palms together. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your hands hang at your sides. If you like, close your eyes and just take a few noticing breaths. Sadasana, mountain pose, is a great place to notice what's going on in your body and a great place to reflect for a moment on Shira Suka, balance. There's engagement. Without engagement, we wouldn't stay upright. But there's ease. There's movement. Each breath makes us sway back and forth a little bit. And your body knows what to do to stay upright. You don't need to give any minute instructions to your feet, your legs, your core. So balance is an inherent state that your body tends towards, your body likes, but we get away from it in our day-to-day lives. So we can always tune back in and come a little more into balance. Let your eyes open if they're closed. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear. Shift it back and let it down. And then your left shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, reach out to the sides. As you exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or if it's in your practice, you could take eagle arms, intertwine your arms, maybe press your hands together. If you're an eagle, then move your elbows and your hands up and forward. Inhale to open up again as you exhale across the opposite way. Take some deep breaths into the space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, open up. Exhale, twist to the right. Take a couple breaths. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms up. Look up at your hands, lift up your heart. Engagement in the arms can bring ease and openness in the chest. Inhale to bring yourself upright. Exhale to bend to the left. Feel for length through both arms and try to keep the right heel down. Try not to let the right shoulder curl forward past the ear. Inhale to come up through center. Exhale to bend to your right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let your arms come down. I'll grab a little sip of my water and we'll we'll play with some warrior poses. Try to get away from saying work. I don't want to look at it like work. Rather look at it like play. Maybe that's a balance too, right? Maybe it's some of both. Bring your hands to your heart. Left foot forward, right foot back at about a 45-degree angle. So if you're on a mat, you can have your feet right by the edges of the mat. Take up a lot of the width of the mat. Back leg long, front knee bent. Make sure your knee is aimed in the same direction as your toes. So feel for grounding in the ball of the front foot, the outer edge of the back foot. Warrior 1, feet and legs. Reach your arms up. But then let your shoulders down a little, maybe just an inch away from your ears. Turn your pinkies towards each other so your palms face behind you. I think my hands went out of frame, sorry. Warrior 1. So we have engagement in the legs, obviously. We have some engagement in the shoulders, but then we backed off of it a bit. And where do you feel ease? No wrong answer, just check in with your body. Notice that both things are going on, stability and ease. Bring your elbows to your rib cage. Lower your forearms parallel to the floor. See if you can keep your elbows in. Inhale, slide your hands apart. Exhale, slide them back to the front. Back to the front. That's not a great word combination. Slide them towards each other again, maybe. There's always refinements to be found in cueing, right, Leo? Bring your hands to your hips. Pivot your right foot open so it's perpendicular to your left foot, and then slide the line behind your left foot for Warrior 2. So I will give the better view because when I do that, my back leg disappears from view. So square your shoulders and hips to the longer edge of your mat. Still grounding in the ball of this foot, the outer edge of this foot. Reach your arms out parallel to the floor. And look out over your left fingertips. Inhale, rotate, palms up. Exhale, rotate forward. Let's do it 3 more times. Inhale and exhale. Steadiness in the legs, finding ease in the shoulder girdle as we rotate the arms. From Warrior 2, we'll reverse Warrior. Turn your left palm up. Inhale, tip back and reach up. Right hand resting lightly on your leg. Left hand above your face. Your right hand might also press to your hip for support or come across your lower back in a half bind. That feels nice for you. Exhale, tip forward. Rest your left forearm lightly on your thigh. Reach your right arm up overhead. If you want, circle the top arm. For some more core engagement, you could play with extending the bottom arm to the side or to the front. Bring the bottom arm back in if it's extended. And we'll do some dancing warrior from side angle here to reverse warrior and back. Inhale, tip back, reach up. See if you can keep your lower body in the same place. Exhale, tip forward, reach forward. So here, this is a great one to look at with this lens of balance. Lower body, very stable, strong, steady. Upper body, happy, dancing. Let's do one more. And then inhale to come back up to warrior two. We'll do another dance to gentle warrior, which goes like this. Inhale, straighten the front leg, raise your arms, turn your head 90 degrees. Exhale, bend your knee, lower your arms, turn your head the other way. Inhale, we go up. Exhale, we go down. Still steady, even with all this movement. The whole body's moving, but we're nice and steady. From warrior two, we'll set up for triangle. Straighten the front leg most of the way. Draw the back hip towards your foot. Slide the front hand past your foot and tip. Triangle pose. Your left hand down, your right hand up. Heart opened way up. Take big deep breaths. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Inhale, reach your left hand forward and stand. Bring your left hand to your head. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot and step forward. And we'll do it all on the other side. Hands at your heart. Right foot forward. Left foot back at about a 45-degree angle. Bend in the front knee. Feel your grounding in the pinky toe edge of your left foot, the ball of your right foot. When you've got steadiness in the lower body, bring your arms up. Let your shoulders melt down a little. Turn your pinkies in towards each other. Bring your elbows to your rib cage. Lower your forearms, keeping elbows in against your body. Inhale, slide your hands apart. Exhale, bring them forward again. Bring your hands to your hips. Pivot your left foot open. Slide in the line behind your right foot. Set up our warrior two. I'll do my pivot again. And I deepen my stance. I move my feet further apart when I go from warrior one to warrior two. Maybe you do too. See what feels steady in your legs. Shoulders squared above the hips. Arms out. Look over your right hand. Inhale, rotate back. Exhale, rotate forward. Let's do it 3 or 4 more times. Maybe your breaths are shorter than mine. Turn your right palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior, tip back, reach up, lower body staying just as it is there. Exhale, tip forward, side angle pose, reach forward. Circle the top arm if you like. My shoulder likes it. Extend the bottom arm if you like. Play with more core engagement. Bring your bottom arm back in. Warrior dance. Inhale, reverse, tip back, reach up. Exhale to side angle, tip forward, reach forward. It can be helpful to watch your right hand as you go through the movement. Tracking the movement of the hand with your eyes will keep your body lined up in the same plane. You might imagine there's like a force field at the edges of your mats, and you're trying not to bump into it. Let's inhale up to warrior two and dance to gentle warrior. Inhale, glide up. Exhale, glide down. Beautiful. I love these movements. From warrior two, straighten the front leg most of the way. Draw your left hip back, your right hand forward, and tip to find your triangle. This bottom hand might be hanging in the air or resting on your leg or resting on a yoga block. Bring your left hand to your hip. Inhale, reach your right hand forward and stand. Bring your right hand to your hip. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot and step forward. Time for another little sip of water. And we'll play with balancing. We've been talking about balance. We use this word in different ways, which can seem confusing, but we're going to maybe play with standing on one leg. And even while we do so, we can look at this other balance thing of Shira Suka. If you're on a thick mat, as I'm standing on two mats on wall-to-wall carpet, if you're on a thicker mat, you might want to step off it. The harder the surface is, the easier your balancing can be. Hands at your heart. Shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet on the ground. Set your eyes on something straight ahead of eye level that won't move. And when you're ready, bring the weight into your right leg. Let that knee stay soft and responsive. Lift your left knee, maybe your thigh comes parallel to the ground. So here, even the standing leg, it's steady and strong, but we want it to be able to bend and flex. Like opening a gate, bring your knee out to the side, and then bring your foot to your leg. So different options. You might have your toes and ball of the foot on the ground and heel on your ankle. You might have the sole of your foot on your calf or on your thigh. You don't want to press sideways on your knee. And wherever this foot is, you want this knee to track out to the side. So sometimes I reach down with my hand and just check where my knee is or give it a nudge. Standing leg is still responsive and soft, yet strong. Hands can stay here for steadiness or explore movement. So the upper body here is where you could focus on either being steady or on moving, exploring, playing. And you can let the foot down and pick it up anytime. Sometimes that's a decision, sometimes it just happens. Well, the letting down part, the picking it up is always a decision, I guess. So what feels easeful? What feels steady? What does your body want? If your hands are elsewhere, bring them to your heart again and pivot your knee forward and let your foot down and shake things out. When you're ready to play on the other side, bring your hands back to your heart, reset your eyes, shift back and forth to reset your hips and reground your feet. Whenever you're ready, shift the weight into your left leg. Slowly lift your right knee. Open the gate of your hip. Bring your foot to your leg. That was a good bit of wobbling. I fell, started to fall and grabbed the wall. Do what you like with your hands and your arms. I think it's good for the teacher to fall sometimes. One of the extremes we fall into is looking at perfection, trying to maybe look like a drawing or a photo of someone else we saw. And we're all human. We all fall, and we can always get up again. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them back to your heart and bring your knee forward and let your foot down and shake your legs and anything else that wants to shake. You can dance your way down to the floor and have a seat. Extend your legs forward and flex your feet back towards you. Inhale to reach your arms up overhead and exhale to fold down over your legs. If your knees want to bend, let them bend. Inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. Exhale, think of lowering down. So here we're really just looking for ease and comfort. Here there's no need to be strong, stable, steady. Feeling for release in the back, especially the lower back. And of course we are steady, heels and butt at least pressing to the ground. Keeps us pretty steady. Maybe your legs are pressing to the ground, maybe your knees are bent like mine. Sometimes we can let the ground do all the work of steadying us. Inhaling, slowly walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit yourself up. Let your arms nudge your legs apart to whatever degree feels okay in your body. Using your arms to help your legs, bend your right leg, bring your foot to your left leg. Pivot your torso, aim your sternum at your left foot and flex your left foot back towards you. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. As you exhale, fold down over that extended left leg. Slowly swing your left arm out to the side, turn your head to look for your hand. Turn your thumb down. Bend your elbow, reach the back of your hand towards your right hip and peel your left shoulder back. So the engagement in the arms can help find some ease in the back. Extend your arm, swing it back over, bring your left hand by your right hand again. Swing your right arm way out to the side, turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb down, reach the back of your hand towards your left hip, peel your right shoulder back. Extend your arm, turn your thumb up, reach your arm up alongside your ear, overhead, like you want to tap your left hand with your right hand. So your arm is up alongside your ear, your palm, right palm is facing down. This is very helpful to undo compression in the lower back that we get from sitting for extended periods. Reach your arm up and back out to the right and swing it all the way across. Right hand finds the left hand and walk your hands up your leg. Sit yourself up. Let your arms help extend your right leg. Bend your left leg and bring your foot to your right leg. Pivot your torso. Flex your right foot. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold down. Swing your right arm to the side. Turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb down. Reach the back of your hand towards your left hip. Feel your right shoulder back. Extend your arm. Swing it back over. Bring your right hand by your left hand. Swing your left arm way out to the side. Turn your head to follow. Turn your thumb down. Reach the back of your hand towards your right hip. Feel your left shoulder back. Extend your arm. Turn your thumb up. Reach your arm up alongside your ear, overhead. Left hand reaching towards the right hand. Slowly reach your arm up, back out to the side, and sweep it all the way across. Walk your hands up your leg. Let your arms help extend your left leg. Nudge your legs towards each other. Bring the soles of your feet together. Slide your hands under your ankles and grab the mat, or reach over your ankles and grab the mat if going under doesn't work for you. Using traction in the arms to draw your body forward and down, and let your head come down, let your neck disengage. Breathe into your lower back. So this is a funny pretzel-like pose. Engagement in the arms, ease in the lower back. Just notice, where do you feel your strength? Where do you feel comfort, which is brought by that strength, facilitated by that strength? And slowly walk your hands back, lift your torso up. One more fold. Keep the feet together, bring them in as close as you can, heels in towards your pelvis. Interlace your fingers and grab your feet. Wriggle on your seat, bring the bones in your seat closer to the floor. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward with your spine long at first, maybe elbows pressing down to the insides of the legs. When the long spine's not lowering anymore, let your neck go. Breathe into your hips. Forward folds, any kind of forward fold, help alleviate depression as we come into the week of the year where we have the shortest days of the year. Next Monday is the shortest day of the year. Everyone's got a bit of that seasonal affective disorder or seasonal depression. Depression doesn't have to be the big, dark, clinical kind. Depression comes in many forms, some subtle, some profound. Inhale, slowly sit yourself up. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees and nudge your knees towards each other. Rest your feet on the mat. Rest your hands on the ground, out past your hips. Wiggle your feet further apart, maybe to the edges of the mat, and let your knees go back and forth a few times. If you like, turn your head to the opposite side as your knees go down, bringing a little more spinal twist aspect into the movement. And let's grab our blocks and strap, make sure they're within reach before we lie down. With your feet planted, you can scoot towards your heels, come onto your forearms, come onto your back. So you wind up lying down like this with your heels as close to your butt as they will go. And if you like, you could put a block between your knees on the middle position. Play with bridge pose. Press into the soles of your feet. Inhale to lift your hips up. And take some breaths at the top of the first one. If you want to open your heart further, wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other. Clasp your hands. Reach your knuckles towards your heels. Neck is relaxed. Suka. Legs engaged. Shira. Arms, your choice. Maybe you're doing the bind, maybe you're not. If you're doing this hand bind, to release your hands, exhale slowly, let your hips come down. And for the next minute in bridge pose, you can choose between floating up and down, inhaling to go up and exhaling to go down, or coming to supported bridge by placing a block under your sacrum and coming to rest on it. Or maybe you do some of both. You float up and down a few more times and then take your supported bridge. I'm just going to go for the supported bridge. So in the supported posture, there really isn't any engagement going on. It's all about letting that block do the work and letting the body ease around that support. And let's finish up playing with bridge. If you're going up and down, go a couple more times. If you're in supported bridge, come on out of it. Let's all pause for a couple breaths after we touch down the last time. Move the blocks out of the way. Draw your knees towards your chest, hug your knees, and rock and roll on your back to massage it against the floor. Whatever movements feel good to you. I'm going to pivot myself for sake of camera work and for sake of not running out of room. I found when I do this next sequence with the strap and I face the other way, I can end up too close to the wall with a foot or a hand. So you can grab your strap, take one end in each hand, run your strap under your feet, and keep your sacrum and shoulder blades and head on the ground and reach your feet up so your arms and your strap and your legs are all long. Point your toes up at the ceiling Point your toes down towards your face. Let your feet relax. Slide your feet apart. Slide your feet back together. And take your right foot out of the strap. Press the back of your right leg to the floor. Hold both ends of the strap in your right hand. Reach your left arm to the side. Keeping your shoulder blades on the ground, draw your leg over to the right and turn your head to the left. Come slowly back up to center. Take the strap in your left hand. Press your right hand down on the front of your right hip. Let your limbs fall to the left. Try to keep that right side anchored down. And that will better allow the left hip to open. So the stability of the hand pressing down on the right side of the pelvis allows your left hip socket to find more ease, more openness. Very gently bring those limbs back up to center. Raise your right leg, step your right foot inside your strap. Take your left foot out, press your left leg to the floor. Reach your right arm to the side. Draw your leg to the left, and turn your head to the right. And try to keep your shoulders grounded. Softly bring it all back to center. Take the strap with your right hand. Press down on your left hip. And let your leg fall to the right. Nice and easy. Come back to center. Lift your left leg. Draw your knees in. Set your strap aside. Reach your feet towards the ceiling. Reach your hands up. Take hold of your feet or your legs. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs in happy baby pose. And play with inverting as long as you like. Whenever you feel complete, make your way to Shavasana, the final resting pose of your choice, to rest and integrate the benefits of your practice. So maybe you opt for the traditional corpse pose with your legs extended, feet splayed apart, hands on the floor at your sides. Or maybe what's comfortable for you is some other posture. Maybe this isn't a comfortable posture for you today. Make yourself comfortable. That can look like anything at all. When you find your comfortable stillness, you might focus on your breathing. You might reflect on balance, or this Shira Suka that we talked about throughout practice. Being steady, strong, stable, comfortable, happy, and relaxed all at once. Here in Shavasana, you don't need to be strong. You have stability of the ground holding you up. Maybe there was another intention that you set for your own practice, and you reflect upon that as your body accepts the support of the ground. Your breathing keeps getting slower and deeper. Excess tension melting away into the ground with each breath. Give yourself some deeper breaths. Let your body start to move around bit by bit. Let your movements gradually grow bigger and bigger. Take your time. Whenever you're ready to gently sit yourself up. And bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for sharing this practice today. The light within me sees, honors, and bows to the same light within each of you. Namaste. Again, I'm Leo Bray here on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. Visit us online at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook or at urbanyoga.org. Stop by the tip jar, check out the schedule. Questions, feedback are welcome on any frequency.